Hello and welcome to the absolute chaos that is my sewing area. Today's episode is going to be about my Make 9 plans for 2023 and how I'm going with them.
It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket.
At the start of the year, I did an episode about my Make 9 plans for this year. So I'll put a link up in the top right-hand corner and I'll put the information down below in the description box below, a link to that plus a link to the original blog post from the creator who came up with it. But I thought now it's like halfway through the year, I will just do an update on how I'm going with my my Make 9 and the guidelines that I came up with. And so if you want more detail on how I came up with my Make 9, go see the previous video, but this is just an update on how I'm doing. So my number one goal for this year was to try to use up all my fabric stash. If you've seen some of my older videos, you'll know that in the sideboard I used to have the top shelf and the bottom shelf all full of folded fabrics. So I have done a pretty damn good job of making all of those up into dresses, and unfortunately haven't made many skirts, or there's some shirts that are half made, not quite finished yet. So I think I've done a pretty good job of using up my fabric stash, although I did just buy some more fabric. Anywho, so number 2 is keep trying to use new patterns. In the last quarter of last year and the first half of first quarter, 3-4 months, 5 months of this year, I did a really good job of using different patterns, but I don't know. There's like 2 patterns I like to make Chanel style jackets out of, and I absolutely love making these layer cake dresses. So they're not really new patterns, they're just using new patterns in prints and patterns in different ways. So I've kind of ground to a halt on using new patterns, unfortunately. I think I'm just going to go with it and take a few months off. I mean, using new patterns is good and all because it sort of pushes you out of your comfort zone, and I found some really gorgeous patterns, but at the end of the day, I just love making layer cake dresses so much, and Chanel style jackets. So I think I'll give myself a couple of months off and just really lean into making layer cake dresses. Don't worry, I won't film it. I'll just make them and say, oh God, here we go. I've made yet another one. So this is one that I've half done. I think I might just make all the skirts, and because I'm not filming it, I don't have to like start and finish and film the whole process. So I think, I'll just make them off camera and just make loads of these layer cake dresses because that's what I want in my wardrobe. So I think that's what I'll do. And if you saw the recent fabric haul, this is the spotty fabric and the plain pink fabric, and the rose fabric is just some other fabric that I had. This mauve one, you also saw that in the fabric haul if you saw the most recent fabric haul. The mauve one is 3 tiers of 3, 6, 12. And this one here is 3 tiers of 2, 4, 8. 8 yards. So the mauve one is a lot wider, but obviously the more fabric you use in a dress, the longer it takes to make. So I think I'll sort of mix it up and do multiples of 2 yards, 3 yards and 4 yards, because they're the ones that are my absolute favorite. So and I just love this combination. That top fabric doesn't really match, but it kind of does, and I've had it it's like this tiny scrap of quilting cotton that I've had for years and years. But to get back to my Make 9s for 2023, number 2, I will take a few months off but then I'll get back to trying new patterns and filming the process of making each new thing. So next up was try to finish all my unfinished jackets. Oh my gosh, I just got out all my unfinished jackets to do a KonMari episode. So I've recorded all the footage and I'm in the process of editing and narrating that. So you'll probably see that next month now. So these are the 5 I've chosen to try and finish this month. So instead of making a jacket from start to finish, I've decided or 2 jackets from start to finish. I've decided I want to try and finish 5 jackets. So the outer jacket is made and a couple of the linings are made. So I have to make all the rest of the silk linings. And then once they're done, I'll have to put the inner and outer jackets together. And so when I do that sewing vlog, I'll also link to a previous episode, one of my old episodes where I make a jacket from start to finish, because each time I sew a jacket, I know a lot of you have questions about how they're made step by step, so I will do that. Number 4 was only buy notions that I need to and use up what I have instead of just buying new sparkly things. I am being much more methodical about that, so I think that's good. Number 5 is about time and prioritizing. So I decided this year I was going to prioritize making dresses, shirts and skirt over trying to use up all my tweeds to make jackets or trying to make floral jackets, because I've got some fabric flowers as well. I've been pretty good about that. So unfortunately it has meant that I have made hardly any jackets this year, which has been super frustrating. But I feel like I've got to the point where I've used up so many fabrics now that I can sort of dial back the dressmaking and put more focus back onto jacket making, which is making me very happy. So I think I'm doing well with my time management. It's just really hard. I get a lot of, whenever I do dresses, then I get complaints that I'm not making jacket videos. And it's really frustrating. I'm not sure people understand quite how long it takes to make a jacket if you're doing it the proper, all that hand sewing. So that is a little bit frustrating, but I don't know. I feel like in every jacket video I've ever made, I've articulated exactly how long it takes. So, I'm not sure what else I could do. Points 6 and 7 are sort of the same thing. 6 is talk about fashion or do episodes that are non-sewing. And 7 is do pattern reviews. I really do need to do more of these 2. So I think making the layer cake dresses and not filming it will force me to make episodes by default about other things. So I think first up I'll do a pattern review of all the patterns that I have used. Just do like really quick review of each, just sort of so I can get that under my belt. I'll do all the ones I've used in one review, and I'll also do episodes on how to care for handmade tweed jackets once you've made them. All the sort of frequently asked questions that people ask me about, I'll make videos about them. So if you do have anything that you'd like to see a video on, please put it down a suggestion in the comments below. And number 8 is don't be too self-critical and have fun. I think just doing more work off camera, I think will help me with that, because there's just so many, the negative comments are relentless. The positive comments are awesome. So a very, very deep and genuine thank you to those who make nice comments. I appreciate it so much. You cannot understand. But I think women in particular who are on social media know that, the negative comments and toxic comments are just relentless. Like, I just get so many people saying you're not doing enough jackets, even though they take so long to make, or you're making too many dresses, you're making me feel bad. And I'm just like, well, if my videos are upsetting to you in any way, maybe just don't watch them. But anyway, so I think I'm happiest when I'm beading and when I'm not having to worry about, putting my work down to film it every 2 seconds. So I think I'll sort of work more on trying to find the right balance for that. You do have to create content if you want to have a channel, but I also don't want to end up hating making jackets. So I'll work harder to find a balance. And number 9 is avoid fast fashion elements. Now, I know it seems it's hypocritical since I've been making over 100 dresses this year, but I really did want to beef out my wardrobe because for the whole of the pandemic, I sort of whittled everything down till I was basically, my entire wardrobe was just yoga pants and t-shirts and long sleeve t-shirts. Plus, obviously, I kept my jacket collection because that sort of stays always. But yeah, it's been nice to sort of beef it out. Now I've got a whole range of dresses. I still need to add some more shirts and maybe some more skirts, but I'm really happy with the way the dress collection is going, at least. Boy, did I get distracted on that last point. Not using fast fashion elements. What I mean is instead of using bias binding or facings in tops and dresses, I'll fully line the bodice. And yeah, I have done that. So there you have it. Those were my Make 9 plans, and this is how I'm coming along with them. I think I'm doing pretty well. But I am glad that I touched in and sort of, had a look at what my Make 9 goals for this year were. I do need to do those pattern reviews. Definitely need to work on my unfinished jackets, but I've got a plan now. So I think it's going to be manageable. And I really do look forward to doing much more beading in the second half of this year because beading is one of my absolute favorite things and I have missed it. Also, layer cake dresses. Oh my God, I love them. Like, it takes forever to sew all the different layers together, but they just bring me so much joy. So for the rest of this month, there's only a couple of episodes left. There will be a sewing vlog where I attempt to finish those 5 jackets that are so close to being done, so close. So that will be one episode. There'll be a pattern review episode where I sort of give a lightning review of all, the dozen or so patterns that I've used in the first bit of the year. There's also one more dressmaking video where it's not step by step, but I make these 2 dresses out of 1 bit of fabric. They are just so cute. This is, the red one is the skirt layers are 2 yards, 4 yards, 8 yards, and the mauve one is 3 yards, 6 yards, 9 yards. So yeah, when you watch that and right at the end, I say, I'm going to make one that's 3 yards, 6 yards, 9 yards. Yeah, spoiler alert, that I did, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope your Make 9 plans are coming along nicely, or you've got a jolt and are energized to get on with them and get them done in the next 6 months. I am going to go make some layer cake dresses, actually. I'm going to finish those jackets first, and then, I'm going to make lots and lots of pretty layer cake dresses. So happy sewing to you, and yes, I hope you find the inner strength to chip away at your big goals and plans.